David Menzies for Rebel Media here at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. Well, folks, as you know, this afternoon, it's Monday night right now, Justin Trudeau announced new measures to protect Canada from the COVID-19 virus. This was in terms of restrictions for who can fly into Canadian airports. Of course, there's so many exemptions that it's very questionable how effective these measures will be. However, before Justin Trudeau's announcement this afternoon, in the morning hours, Bill Blair tweeted out the following. And he said, quote, "Since the disease first began to spread in Hubei, we immediately took action by enhancing our border measures through additional screening, questions, examinations, and advice to mitigate the risk to passengers and others." Well, folks, we've been coming to this airport several times in the last 3 months. Here's what we discovered when we were questioning people off a flight from China to Toronto back in January. And I ask you, do you think this sounds like enhanced screening measures, which Bill Blair boasted about? Check it out. Just wondering, did you go through any kind of special screening?
No, it seems not.
They didn't ask you if you have any coughing symptoms, fever, anything like that?
Not yet. So I think they just asked if I am from Wuhan or something like that.
Where the outbreak is?
Yeah.
Do you find that interesting, that they weren't asking you these questions given the coronavirus that is spreading around the world right now?
I think they have some sign on the screen, but they didn't ask any questions about that.
When you were going through screening, did they ask you any special questions like, do you have a fever? Are you coughing?
Oh, just when you fill the form, they just send a couple of questions, just answer, that's it.
Oh, I see. And on the form, there's a question about if you're feeling sick.
Province, you're sick or not, yeah.
And there was no additional screening by the border agents?
No.
Okay, no. Interesting. And are you well? You don't have a fever? You're not coughing?
Pretty well.
And then just a couple of weeks ago, we were here to query passengers who flew in from Iran via London, England. Once again, folks, does this sound like enhanced security precautions that Bill Blair bragged about? Check it out.
You are coming from Tehran right now, am I correct? And you were in Tehran for 3 weeks, you told me. And you just came to Toronto Airport, they just checked you with the machine or whatever that they checked you out. And they have not asked you that.
Qatar, they check us.
Okay, you came to Doha, Qatar.
Yeah.
You came to Doha from Tehran, and from Tehran you came to England.
In Tehran, they check us.
Okay.
In Qatar, Doha, they check us.
Okay.
And here, no check.
Based on the Toronto healthcare, I just checked the website. We're at level 2, China is level 3, and Italy is level 2 also. Yeah. So we're level 2. I talked to 311 right now, health public, and then they say we're okay as long as they have a monitoring here in Toronto.
No. In Iran, monitoring?
No, did they monitor you in Pearson?
No.
Yeah, that's not very reassuring. In fact, I think Mr. Blair is being a little fast and loose with the truth. In any event, the new measures don't take place until Wednesday. However, there is a flight coming in tonight from Hong Kong. It's going to arrive shortly. And I'm going to ask the people departing that flight whether they have been asked these enhanced questions and have been subjected to different kinds of screening, the sort of stuff Bill Blair says has been going on since January. Let's see what these arrivals have to say. Hello, sir. Did you just fly in from Hong Kong?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, did you go through any special screening procedures when you went through customs?
You mean Hong Kong or here?
Here.
No, they asked, but they didn't have anything special. Yeah.
No one took your temperature or anything like that, or?
No. No.
Did anyone at customs say anything about coronavirus precautions?
Yeah. They asked it. They asked questions. They sent me the leaflets. Yeah.
And are you going to go into a 14-day quarantine?
Sure, why not?
Excuse me, ma'am. Did you just get off the flight from Hong Kong? Yes? Did you go through any kind of special screening measures when you went through customs?
No screening measures. No.
No one took your temperature or?
Temperature, yes. No. You mean here when we arrive here? No one took. No.
And are you going to be going into a quarantine for 14 days?
Yes, we're supposed to. Yeah.
Did anyone at the airport give you any recommendations about the coronavirus?
Yeah, she just asked. She asked us to stay home for 40 days. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, I'm with Leyland, and he just arrived from Punta Cana. His final destination is Edmonton. He told me off camera he's unfortunately missed the connecting flight, so he's got to spend the night in Hogtown. But Leyland, tell me, I've just been asking some of the passengers getting off the Hong Kong flight if they've been subjected to any additional screening. It's been negative across the board. How about yourself?
No, we didn't have screening as far as in-depth screening. It was pretty fast process going through customs.
And did any border guards or any other personnel at customs talk to you about the COVID-19 virus or give you any tips or recommendations?
Yes, that part was looked after by the customs agent when we got to the desk. And they gave us literature and they told us that we would have to self-quarantine. And they gave us literature pertaining to that. But that was the extent of the precautions.
Now, here's the big question. When you get back to Edmonton, are you going to self-quarantine for 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, we are. My wife and I are both retired, and it's not a big issue for us. We live on an acreage, so it's not a problem.
Overall, Leland, how would you rate how the federal government has responded to this outbreak of the coronavirus?
Well, I don't really know how to answer that question. I can only answer it just in my little purview here tonight. And the screening is certainly not what I was expecting.
Well, there you have it, folks. The people getting off that flight that touched down from Hong Kong, most of them didn't want to speak to me. I think there was a language barrier in many cases, and in some cases, I think they were just exhausted, and after waiting around for over 3 hours, they just wanted to get out of here. But the ones who did take the time to speak with me said that there was absolutely no extra screening precautions whatsoever. Also talked to Leyland, who came from the Caribbean, and he's flying back to Edmonton. He was kind of shocked that there wasn't any extra screening precautions for him as well, although he does promise to go into a 2-week quarantine with his wife. And it's easy for them, I guess, because they're retired. As for the other people, well, we're working on the honor system. And you know, it's really funny, folks. I know the new measures don't go into effect until Wednesday, but we are in the middle of a pandemic. Why can't there be more enhanced screening as of right now, even during a busy flight time? And I tried to speak to Canada Border Services guard, and he just breezed right past me. He didn't want to come on camera. And what is also curious, folks, it is now midnight. And earlier today, it was announced by City of Toronto officials that restaurants must stop serving people in the dining room. They can only cater to their customers by delivery and takeout. So, and by the way, if they fail to comply, fines can be as high as $25,000 a day. I mean, it almost sounds like martial law being put in place just for restaurateurs that are trying to make a living. Yet here at the airport, even from a hotspot like China, it's, well, there's no concrete extra screening measures to be seen, at least from the people that I spoke to. I think there's something very wrong with this picture. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, unlike the members of the media party, Rebel News does not receive a penny worth of funding, nor would we take it if offered. We depend on you, our viewers, for donations so that Rebel can continue telling the other side of the story. Please visit rebelnews.com/donate. That's rebelnews.com/donate. And kick in $1 or $3 so Rebel can continue to bring you the independent journalism that you deserve.